Hello everyone. Welcome back to the THV Foundation channel. In the glitz and glamour of the entertainment industry, love stories are often hard to distinguish between reality and illusion. However, behind the lights and cameras, there are small, unexpected moments. Moments that can change a person's life in an instant. One such moment happened to Soo Kai, a talented young actor who had secretly harbored deep feelings for his co-star, Tan Song-yoon, ever since he first laid eyes on her clear eyes in a script rehearsal room. Soo Kai never imagined that his first meeting with Tan Song-yoon would be a turning point in his life. At that time, they were scheduled to be a couple in a modern-day romance drama. He arrived with a professional expression and a neutral heart, as was his habit before starting a new project. However, when Tan Song-yoon walked into the room with a warm, natural smile, the world seemed to stop for Soo Kai for a moment. He confessed in an interview that for the first time in his life, he felt nervous not because of the pressure of acting, but because of the charm of someone he didn't fully know. She came in with a cup of tea and smiled at everyone, including me. But somehow, it felt like that smile was only for me, Soo Kai said in a low voice, as if reliving a memory he cherished. I didn't believe in love at first sight before. But that day, my views changed. Tan Song-yoon, who was known for her cheerful nature and professional attitude, never expected that she would shake someone's heart with just her presence and her sincere smile. During the filming process, their closeness slowly grew. But unlike other couples who immediately showed physical intimacy behind the scenes, Soo Kai and Tan Song-yoon's relationship developed in silence and respect. Soo Kai chose to hide his feelings, not because he was afraid of rejection, but because he felt that true love should be based on patience and respect for time. He began to notice the little things about Song-yoon, the way she laughed at the crew's simple jokes, the way she treated everyone with respect, even the way she always carried a small notebook to record the motivations of the characters she played. All of this, to Soo Kai, showed not only professionalism, but also the depth of a woman's soul that captivated him from within. Despite sharing many romantic scenes in the drama, Soo Kai felt that the biggest challenge was maintaining professionalism while suppressing his growing personal feelings. In every hug in front of the camera, he had to remember that it was part of the script. But behind the scenes, his heart fluttered because he knew that the touch meant much more than it seemed. Time passed, and their drama project was a huge success. The audience was captivated by the incredible chemistry between them. Many speculated that there was something off-script between Soo Kai and Tan Song-yoon. However, both chose not to confirm anything. They let the public interpret it for themselves. Perhaps because love that grows in silence can only be understood by those who experience it. In a final promotional photo shoot before their project ended, Soo Kai finally revealed something he had been keeping to himself. During a break, between cups of coffee and casual chats, he looked at Song-yoon with sincerity and said, "I think I fell in love with you from the first time I saw you. But I was too afraid to ruin everything." Tan Song-yoon, who heard the confession in surprise, only smiled slightly. She did not answer immediately. She only looked into Soo Kai's eyes, and in that gaze, there was a silence that was more honest than 1,000 words. That day, they did not talk further about their feelings. They just walked side by side, in a meaningful silence. After the drama project ended, the public began to notice how their interactions changed. There was no more togetherness in interviews, no more responding to each other's social media posts. Some fans took it as a sign that their relationship was just part of the drama's promotion. However, those who were more sensitive saw it as an attempt to protect something too precious to be shown off. Soo Kai chose not to start a new relationship after the project. In some interviews, he even said that he was learning to love in silence. A statement that sparked speculation that his feelings for Tan Song-yoon had not died down. Meanwhile, Tan Song-yoon remained focused on her career, but in every role she played, there was a new shade in her eyes, as if she was holding onto memories so deep that they could not be expressed. For Soo Kai, love at first sight was no longer a myth. He knew that he had experienced it, and although it didn't end with any certainty or public recognition, it was the most honest experience of his life. He learned that love isn't about possessing, but about respecting a person's feelings, time, and integrity. Now, years have passed since the drama aired. However, the behind-the-scenes story of Soo Kai and his first glance at Tan Song-yoon remains vivid in the memories of fans and the crew who witnessed it firsthand. Some say that true love doesn't need public recognition to be real. It just needs a sincere heart and the courage to keep loving, even in silence. And for Soo Kai, that first glance will always be the beginning of the purest love. A love that is born not from closeness, but from souls that secretly know each other, even before the first words are spoken. This story also shows that true love doesn't always have to end in possession. Soo Kai never showed any ambition to possess Tan Song-yoon. For him, just being near her, seeing her happy, and knowing her from a distance is a form of complete love. He knows that love is not about binding, but about understanding, giving space, and respecting other people's choices, even if those choices don't involve him. On the other hand, Tan Song-yoon's warm, humble, and caring presence also teaches us that a good personality can touch someone's heart more deeply than anything else. She doesn't do anything intentionally to attract attention, but that's precisely why she becomes so charming in Soo Kai's eyes. Her sincerity and natural attitude create an unforgettable impression, proving that being yourself is the best way to be truly loved. Not all love stories have to end with a hug or commitment. There is love that is there only to enrich the soul, to shape us to be wiser, more patient, and more gentle. Soo Kai's story is one form of love like that. Love that doesn't ask, doesn't force, but still lives and inspires in its silence. In the midst of a world full of distractions and expectations for love that must appear perfect and happy in public, this story is a reminder that there is a love that is quieter but much deeper. There were nights when Soo Kai would replay their moments in his mind, the way she adjusted his scarf during a winter shoot, the subtle glances exchanged during rehearsals, the laughter they shared over silly mistakes. Those fragments became treasures, quiet anchors in his otherwise busy life. He found himself growing not just as an actor, but as a man. Because loving someone in silence taught him discipline, restraint, and the ability to find fulfillment without expectations. He poured those emotions into his roles, allowing every character he played to carry a part of his truth. When asked whether he would ever work with Tan Song-yoon again, Soo Kai would always smile softly and say, "I hope so." Some stories are worth revisiting, even just for a moment. His answer was never loud, but it always stirred emotions among fans who still believed in the magic of their untold love. Meanwhile, Tan Song-yoon also carried her silence with grace. She never denied nor confirmed anything, but her quiet pauses when asked about Soo Kai always told more than words could. Sometimes silence is not absence, but the highest form of presence. Behind the camera, the crew remembered how Soo Kai would always offer her water first, or how Song-yoon would instinctively look for him in a crowd. Those who were observant saw the threads of something tender, something sacred. Their story, though never labeled, has become a symbol of mature affection, an emotional legacy that reminds us that love doesn't always need a conclusion to be beautiful. Sometimes, the most enduring stories are the ones that stay incomplete. For Soo Kai, Tan Song-yoon is not just a memory, she is a turning point. Someone who helped him understand his own emotional depths. And in that understanding, he found a quiet kind of peace, one that doesn't crave resolution, but finds solace in remembering. And so, their unspoken story lives on, in reruns of their drama, in fan-made compilations, in articles filled with speculation. But more than that, it lives in hearts of those who understand that real love often blossoms in the spaces where words fall short. It's a reminder that some glances are more meaningful than 100 conversations, that a moment can last a lifetime, and that love, even when unconfirmed, can still be the truest thing we carry in our hearts.